Hello everyone, Carla here from Documenting the Journey. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I think I'm just going to do a quick flip of both of my Hobonichi planners. I have not filmed for a while, so I kind of just want to play some catch up, and I have had a planner change. I've mentioned it before. I believe that I've updated my YouTube a couple of videos ago. I was on vacation, so I did essentially skip an entire week of filming and content, but I just wanted to kind of go over what I'm using now. I'm actually in all of the Hobonichis right now. I am also in the MakseLife digital goal setting. However, I'm having a lot of issues with my technology. So a little sad about that, but I've got the paper planner to kind of back up if I need to. The first planner I wanted to do a quick flip of is the Cousin. So this is an A5 cocoa paper planner cover. I ordered it actually a long time ago. I think it was 2019. I ordered it for my Passion Planner Daily, and I have just kept it because I love it. I love the color, and it's got like a hard backing to it, and so it's kind of like a hardcover as well. I don't do pocket deco. I literally just put in here what is functional for me. I have all of my stencils, the BeautyByStarlets. I have 2 things of sticky notes, and then I've got some just really pretty things that just kind of make me happy. This is a sweet little note from Julie over at JMB Living, and then this is a postcard that was included in one of her journals, but I just love the way that they look and they just make me happy, so I keep them kind of tucked in there. As far as the planner itself goes, I do have some Avery tabs. I have one for the month, one for the week, one for the day. I am going to be trying a new logging type thing and using this for quick memories based off of the day. I have not started, so we'll see how that goes, just because I haven't used this at all, essentially. So as far as the planner itself goes, I actually set this up at the very beginning of the year for 2020, and then I quit it. I jumped into a bunch of other planners, and so it's been an evolution, y'all. So I do have my bullet journal key type of thing at the very, very front. I did get a sterling ink kit for the date covers. I have kind of mixed feelings about them. I really like them, but for me, it was really, really challenging to get the really large one on the paper without having creases. And so it's okay. I'm not sure I'll repeat that process, but it's all good. Other things that I did at the beginning of the year is I did do some printables for my trackers, and I tipped all of those in. These are the trackers from Marianne Cresp, and I did all of my trackers here. As you can see, because I planner jumped a lot, I don't have my trackers up to date. And then, of course, this page we've already talked about. My monthly is by far one of my most functional layouts, I guess I should say. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. I do utilize my monthly pretty hardcore. I write down essentially everything. If it's going in my planner, it's going in here first. Specifically, appointments, school things, important things like here I needed to remember to register for swim lessons, which is 8 a.m. They fill up quickly, but I definitely wanted to remember that. And so my monthly is my workhorse, essentially. It's where I put absolutely everything. And so this is the month that we're in right now, just covering some sensitive information down here. So as you can see, it's a lot. And then the rest of the year is kind of blank. I have like the majority of the stuff in here that I know will not change. School schedules, birthdays, essentials, such as such. And so I've got all of that here. So that's my monthlies. I don't plan on using January through March of 2023. And then I have my weeklies. So like I said, my weeklies, I used these at the very beginning of the year. This was my only planner that I had for a really long time in the beginning of the year. I think it was essentially the entire first quarter. And I used it religiously. And then I jumped into the MakseLife daily. I jumped into, oh gosh, so many things. I used a lot. And so basically what I use my weeklies for is kind of like my overview. So this one is really heavily used. And so I'll put in all of my non-negotiables. So my work schedule, my appointments. I will schedule my exercises as well. And I put in my dinners. I've changed this a little bit. And then I have gone back and forth with this area down here. I'm currently loving it, and so I'm utilizing it a lot more right now. It's basically a recap of the week, what I'm reading, what I'm listening to, any mail that I've received, audiobooks, what I'm watching, stuff like that. I do have menu down here as well. School specials, when the kids were in school, their activities changed every day. So it was like art, PE, stuff like that. I have habits, and then I have a weekly to-do type of list. And so I have all of that. The layouts are essentially the same every week, but once I changed planners, I kind of changed styles because I really didn't utilize it as often, but I still kind of wrote things in here, which I don't know. I don't know why I do that. I feel like I need to have one planner that is like complete for the entire year, and it has to have the whole year in it. So even though I was in a separate daily and then I was in my bullet journal, I still kept this up because I'm strange like that, but it made me happy. So I did it anyway. So I'm just going to do a quick flip of all of my weeks. We're in March now. I think this week right here is the week. No, it was this week is the week that I kind of quit using it and I moved into my bullet journal full time, because I remember being in Montana and having all of the extra note pages in my bullet journal to write down all the companies that I needed to contact. My mother-in-law passed away, so it was a lot that I needed to do, and it filled up, I think, like 6 pages in my A5 bullet journal of just things I needed to do, people I needed to contact, utilities I needed to cancel. It was so much. So I remember being full-time in my bullet journal during this week. But as you can see, I still kind of kept up a little bit because it's me. So this is my bullet journal full-time kind of thing. And then I did choose to skip a couple of weeks. And then I started jotting things down in here again. Yeah, it is what it is. So we're just going to keep on going. And then let's see. We're getting closer to the time where I had to pick this back up. Oh, I think I picked it up. Let me look. I picked it back up this week because I remember having to journal about Smokey's getting day because we had a dog incident, and I remember journaling in here in my daily pages. And so essentially the reason I had to quit my bullet journal is because the pages were falling out. I think that it was just faulty binding in the particular brand I was using, which is a little sad because I loved it for a lot of different reasons. But this is the week that I moved in essentially full-time into my cousin again. So luckily I still had something to fall back on that was paper, because I did a lot of digital planning for a while as well. But since I'm having tech issues, not sure how that's going to go. So this is all kind of full-time in my cousin. And then this is last week. So we had a family vacation last week. So I didn't actually schedule anything. I essentially just wrote down what we did during the times. I didn't have a lot of this week recap because it was just family time. It wasn't watching shows. It wasn't reading books. It wasn't like a whole lot of stuff. And then this is the current week that we're in right now. As you can see, summer for us has officially started. We have been extremely busy at the beginning of the summer. My kids had camps, they had tutoring, they had swim competitions. This was an art camp. They had wrestling. We had a lot of stuff at the beginning of the summer. So we didn't have like an official summer, in my opinion, until this week that we came back from vacation, because we really don't have anything scheduled. It's just free time and enjoying time with just kids being kids. And so we only have a couple of things that are actually scheduled. So I'm still doing what I did on vacation. And I'm just kind of jotting down as we go throughout the day, if I'm home, what we're doing. So that way it is a good memory jogger for me for journaling and gratitude. So I have not planned next week. So now we're going to go ahead and move into the daily pages. Again, I think that January through March was full-time in the Cousin. So I did put in all of my MakseLife goals here. I actually really liked that because at the time, the permanently forever, the 7x9 flagship is just too big for me. But at the time, I wanted to have everything with me and accessible. And so I added those goals in, and I haven't done that in a while, but I think I'm going to go back to that again because I'm having tech issues. So this is the Sterling ink vellum that I just tipped in to kind of cover my goals. I don't know why, because I did. It was pretty. I liked it. So my dailies, here is a mixture of a lot of things. So I have my daily tasks. I don't use the timeline because I have the timeline that I utilize here. So I ignore the times and I just put in my daily tasks. Anything important, whether we don't have school or my husband has the day off or there's a birthday or something, goes up in these little 5 boxes. I keep track of my gratitude, happy moments, and memories, and then any notes or news that I wanted to remember down here. So for example, January 3rd was the first time that US hit over 1 million Omicron cases. And I had a headache that day. So naturally, I was a little nervous. We had some paper issues. I'm a little sad about that, but we're going to skip that. So again, we've got news and notes down here. I had a drywall company come out, and so I just wrote down all the places I wanted them to look at. I have my Costco list in here. So again, because this was my only planner at the beginning of the year, the first quarter, it was essentially anything that I needed it to be. And so I, at the time, didn't use a lot of stencils. It was just bare minimum bones, and I really liked it. This is when I got the DearLily is the other brand I use. This is when I got the BeautyByStarlet is the name of these, and they're on Etsy. I'll try and remember to do the link down below. And so I just kind of started to do like little stenciling and little coloring here. At the time, I was using just a ballpoint pen, and so my colors didn't bleed with my outline, which I really liked. Right now, I'm actually using a Micron PN, which is the plastic nib. It's a little bit too thick for me, and so I might end up just going back to the ballpoint because I really liked it. And so I did a little bit of doodling. And so again, this was like full-time, only planner I had. Again, we're gonna ignore that sad paper incident. And so I was just kind of enjoying being creative in here. So here's February. And then I think it was sometime in March is when I like kind of fell off and went into the MakseLife daily. And then after that, I went into my bullet journal because the reason I ended up leaving this planner is because it wasn't white paper, even though it's definitely a lot more white than the Hobonichi Weeks. The Hobonichi Weeks is like super, super yellow in my opinion. And I didn't like that the colors changed every month in the dailies. And it's not just the tabs, it's like the text, it's the numbers, it's the grid, it's the whole nine. But because I don't have a whole lot of options right now with my planning system, I'm actually dealing well with it. So this is, I don't know what happened here. Apparently I just wanted to journal that day. So March is, I think, where I kind of started to fall off a little bit, and I decided to just try and sticker everything and do some basic journaling. And I kind of like it, but I also don't love it in this particular planner because I don't like the mixture of deco and minimal. And so obviously I have to deal with it here because it's added in. This is the day we found out about my mother-in-law, and so there was just a lot of journaling then, and then I just kind of like really struggled after that. My dad's birthday. See, these are my bullet journal pages. See how like lovely they are falling out? Oh, it's just a mess. I'm so upset still. There's a picture there. I don't usually show my kids, and so I just wanted to make sure that I covered those. And so there's definitely a lot of blank pages. My daughter, She really wanted to paint a picture for me on Easter. And so because this paper is so amazing for watercolor, I just let her do it in here. And I'm not mad about it. I actually really like it. And so as you can see, I was still kind of debating on what I was going to do here. So I think all of April essentially is completely blank. May, again, I really struggled in May because we had to say goodbye to our cat of almost 16 years. And so it was just a funk. And then, then I'm going to skip the next 2 pages because I have pictures of my kids in there. So here's June. So this is when like my bullet journal started falling apart, and I like had to take all of my journaling out of that, and I added it into here. And this is when I started to like really full-time come into the Cousin again. And so I was trying to kind of get back into the groove of how everything worked in here. And then here is June. And then this is where I was full on, like really finding my groove again and really enjoying it. And I doodled a little bit for blank space. And I decided in June, I was like, this is it. I'm done with the deco. I'm done with the color. I just want basic pen only. I'm still using some stencils now and then. And I just decided not to color it in because I just need something super simple for the season of life that I'm in right now. So this was the week that I had my surgery. So naturally I didn't do a lot that week, even though it actually looks super busy, but it's just more journaling than anything. This is July. So this is again, me being in it full time. And then, oh, this is our vacation week. So this was last week. So there's going to be some blank pages and essentially no task list, just pen only journaling of what happened throughout the day. And then this is the day that we came back. So this is today. Yes, tomorrow. This is today. And so that is my daily pages. My notes pages, again, another reason I went to a bullet journal is because this did not have a lot of notes pages. It had more like Japanese informational pages, which for me is not useful. So I decided to cover them up. This is the Passion Planner Year in Pixels. You can see I've utilized it very well. This is an SM Plans weekly tracker for all of my house cleaning. Again, because I wasn't in it, I haven't caught up on it. So this is basically the first week, second week, and it goes all the way to the 52 weeks of the year. And so even though I was probably doing some of these, I just haven't kept track of it. And again, you can see March is where I ended my Cousin, and I was in my bullet journal. So this is another SM Plans. This is actually the monthly task list, which my monthly chores are different than my weekly chores. And so I like to keep track of those too. This is my book tracker. This is the free Passion Planner PDF download. This is a movie tracker and a TV show tracker, and this is from Marianne Cresp on Etsy, I think. I don't think she has a website. I think it's just Etsy. And then here's a couple of more pages that I didn't end up... Oh, yeah, online ordering. I've ordered way more than that, I promise. And then I kept one page blank for all of my like pen testing and stuff. So that is my Cousin, my essentially full-time functional planner, and I am in it again. I am kind of going back and forth on my Hobonichi Weeks. Sorry, I had a bill in there for my Costco renewal, and I don't really feel like showing my address. Hang on, let me take out some receipts and stuff. Okay, so I have a love-less, not really hate relationship with my Hobonichi Weeks. I decided at the very beginning of the year I was going to do all deco. I was going to add in a bunch of tip-ins. I was going to do tabs. I was going to just make this like super creative. And it worked for a while, but now that I'm on this like minimal, I don't want any deco, I don't want any color, it's not working so well. But I still really love it, and I still really love flipping through it. I've done a lot of flip throughs on this in my Instagram stories. And so I'll just kind of go real quick as I chat. I really like this planner. The paper is a lot more yellow than the Cousin, and so it actually bothers me a lot more than the Cousin does. especially when you've got white paper stickers on yellow paper. It really bothers me. So for a long time, I actually didn't utilize this as I have in the past. Last year, it was the only functional planner that I had, and it was like my main go-to planner. It's what I used for everything. If I ever needed to schedule something, I went here first, and I just have really struggled with that this year. I've gone back and forth between functional planning and memory keeping and lists. You'll see like my style changes a lot in here, basically week to week. And I don't know. I'm still utilizing it because I still need a calendar with me as I am, you know, out and about. And so the months are definitely what I utilize the most because I don't carry my cousin with me. It's just too big. The weeks is actually my perfect size, but I just haven't utilized it like I have in the past because the cousin has so much space. So usually the way I use this is I write down any lists or notes that I need while I'm out of the house. And then I'll use my cousin for my more detailed kind of timekeeping, tracking type of stuff. And so my monthlies, if I'm ever out of the house and I'm scheduling something, I know that this monthly is always going to be up to date, not necessarily my cousin. And so when I'm actually doing my plan with me's in my cousin, I'm referencing these monthlies because I know that this one is always going to be current because this is where I go first for all of my stuff. And so my weeks, I've definitely, like the actual weeks, I've been kind of back and forth on. So this was my vacation week. And then this is this week. Today's Tuesday. You can see I've done a lot here. With the exception of washi and tip-ins for the months changing, I haven't done anything with the rest of the year. The beginning of the year, I used the back pages for my memory keeping, and I just have really fallen off because, again, the cousin has so much room. So I haven't really utilized that much. Last year, I had every single note page, all 210, because this is the mega, almost I had at least 200 note pages completely full because I had all of my trackers, all of my financing, 56 weeks because it starts in, does it start in December? What weeks does it start? I can't remember, but it was more than the full calendar year. I think it started in November. Yeah, so 56 weeks of memory keeping. Back here, basically 2 pages per spread. How do you guys say that? A week on 2 pages is what everybody says. So it's a week on 2 pages for my memory keeping. Last year I had my book list. I had all of my logging. I had all of the stuff for every single trip. I've had all of my financing in it. I have this year a food inventory. So if I'm out and about and I'm needing to buy some meat, I know what's in our freezer. And I have a lot of blank pages this year, but that's just, again, it's because I haven't used my weeks fully, and it's chunky. It's like so big. So naturally it weighs a lot. So then I was like, oh, look, there's this great Planner Monkey Co. white Tomoe River paper, plain bullet journal. So I was like, okay, this is great. It's thinner. I'm going to be able to fit a lot in here, and I'm going to use this. And so I drew all of my months based off of this, because when I'm out and about, this is really all that I need is my months, because I can always reference this if I have an appointment or something. So I drew all of my months, and then I decided I was going to go ahead and put weekly in here too, because I utilize them so well in there, right? I don't know why. So I was like, maybe I'm just going to use this for out of the home tasks. So I didn't utilize it like that very well here in this particular week, but I was like, okay, this is the week I'm going to use it just for things I need to know out of the house. What groceries do I need? What household items do I need? What errands do I need to run? And then I did that, and I was like, why am I doing this? I can literally just do that in something here that is already laid out for me. But I liked it because it was white. So this is in here just because you can never have too much paper. I also have all of my wallet items in here I bought a new vinyl sticker while I was out of town for my water bottle. That was in there too. So all of my wallet is in here as well. My hearing implant card, my insurance, my license, my debit cards, my checkbook register. And so this is with me all of the time in my purse because this is, people call it an everyday carry. So this is just what I have with me on a daily basis. And so that is all of my, oh, this is a long video. It's 25 minutes already. That was supposed to be my quick Hobonichi flip through and chat. Sorry. But if you stayed this long, I really appreciate you. I'm going to try and get back to normal content scheduling, which is going to be Wednesdays and Sundays. I have usually in the past done plan with me's on the Sundays, and then Wednesdays are like chat, kind of catch up, fun type of videos. If you have anything in particular that you are interested in seeing, definitely let me know. I am always in kind of planner chaos, and of course I'm thinking of 2023 and like so many options, y'all, out there. But I'm also on like a huge financial journey, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be purchasing anything for 2023 because I actually have a lot of undated planners and notebooks that I could use, but I might miss my Hobonichi stuff. I don't know what to do because I know Hobonichi launches in the US August 31st. Oh, but the shipping is ridiculous. For US shipping, it's like $40 depending on how much you order. I don't know what I'm going to do. So stay tuned for that. But like I said, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you guys. Let me know down below if you struggle with planners, if you're already thinking about 2023, and if you are thinking about 2023, what do you think you're going to use in 2023? Because I'm curious. So I appreciate you. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.